Hey, Simply Sugar here with the Evening News Rundown. Let's run down some quick facts on Iran, of course, because that is the hot topic. A U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency assessment shows recent airstrikes did nothing but maybe push back Iran's timeline a couple of months. The IAEA reports Iran moved about 410 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium before the attack, enough material for multiple bombs. In other Iranian news, Foreign Minister denies any ceasefire agreement, contradicting Donald Trump's statement on Truth Social that an agreement had been reached. Now, there's reports saying they did, they didn't, they did, they didn't. Iran seems to be going through some changes. There are reports that the supreme leader may flee, which would make Israel happy, as Netanyahu is seeking a regime change in that country. And not to be a conspiracy theorist, but maybe the United States said, hey, I'm going to bomb you, move your bombs, but you got to get rid of this guy. Listen, these reports are just coming out. I don't know it for a fact to happen, as all of these leaders seem to be telling partial truths here. We'll take it with a grain of salt on whatever is being reported, not only by me, but by traditional media, as this is just a fluid situation and we're getting information by the minute. Let's move on to U.S. news, political news. Mitch McConnell, remember him? The Crypt Keeper? People will get over a Medicaid cut. So reportedly in a closed-door session, on the big beautiful bill, Senator McConnell reportedly assured colleagues that people will just get over it on the proposed Medicaid cuts, that they're angry now, but they will just fall in line. And this is what I have been saying and other people have been saying. They are pushing the envelope on what the American people will take. And just because Congress or Senate passes these laws doesn't mean it cannot be challenged. We can challenge anything they're doing. This is why we also have due process, and they're trying to get rid of that. They're trying to get rid of courts being able to backtrack some of these laws that are being passed. We have a voice. We need to use it. In not surprising news, Stephen Miller reportedly has hundreds of thousands of shares in Planeteer. A Project on Government Oversight report revealed that while having influence over the ICE policy, now Planeteer is the company that is going to privatize these prisons and for immigrants. So, and I say prisons, I don't want to say detention centers, but there seems to be a conflict of interest on Stephen Miller's behalf. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Everyone in Washington seems to have a conflict of interest because they are allowed to buy stocks in these companies and then issue them contracts. So yeah, that's not poisoning the pool. This is why many people say if you work in government, there should be a holding period. You shouldn't be able, while in government, to make these purchases of stocks and investments in these companies that are that have government contracts. There should be some form of restriction and oversight besides reporting. I just bought 1 million shares of Tesla. Oh, and guess what? They also got all the government contracts for the next 30 years. That sounds fair. Representative Al Green introduced articles of impeachment against the president over Iran strikes without congressional approval. And guess what? The House overwhelmingly voted 344 to 79. Over 100 Democrats joined with Republicans on this. Every Democratic representative needed to vote for impeachment. This was against the Constitution. He broke the law. He broke the rules. Why isn't this a thing? Even if it's only symbolic, show some solidarity with the other Democrats. And last story I'm going to touch upon is a very sad story. So reports confirm that a pregnant woman detained by ICE in Louisiana miscarried after 3 days of requesting medical assistance. Civil rights activists say it highlights systematic failures and just the overall treatment of immigrants who are being held for deportation. People are going to need medical care at these facilities. And you supposedly want to have children born, or do you only want certain children born? Like if you're for kids, and for non-abortions, basically this was a forced abortion on this poor woman. What happens to people who need medicine, or who are having heart attacks or diabetes? We're just gonna let them die? That seems very cruel, and this is why they want to get them out of here as fast as possible, and the Supreme Court just gave them the ammunition to do so. I'm Simply Sugar. This is the Evening News Rundown. I'll see you in the morning with the morning news rundown of any news stories that I miss. Of course, if anything important